Hi, lovelies. I wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys about fear. I feel like if you found this video, there's most likely a message in it. I really believe in synchronicity and that nothing happens just by chance. If I say anything that doesn't resonate, just take it with a grain of salt. I mean, we're all just learning. This is a lot of stuff from my own experience, and yeah, hope you like what I have to say. So, I've really been thinking a lot, and a lot of messages have been coming through lately about how much fear really just blocks our ability to manifest, ability to dream, our ability to just really be in our goddess, godlike energy. And I believe the reason for that is fear is one of the lowest forms, or it has a very low density vibration, and it's basically the opposite spectrum of love and joy. And I think it's kind of crazy because a lot of fear isn't even taking place and isn't even happening in our now realities, but we hold on to it so much and we make it so much of our lives when generally there's nothing that there is to fear. Like, it's a future thing. And this came up for me today. Obviously, we all have fears that will pop up. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get rid of all of them. We like to blame it on something. We like to say, if I had all the money in the world, then I wouldn't have any fears. Or if I had the love of my life, then I wouldn't fear, I wouldn't be afraid to be lonely. And we make a lot of excuses saying that if we had something, then we drop the fear. And I feel like to be able to drop the fear, then you'll be able to have what you want. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but hear me out. It's really, when you have fear in your mind, you're getting fear thoughts, and they're taking up a lot of the brain space, just your thoughts and your mind. It's a lot of energy that's going into fear-based thoughts, and we constantly have them daily, and we're having to navigate through them. It can be as small as just comparing ourselves, or having, like, I'm fear that you're not looking the right way, acting the right way, showing up the right way. you know People get these patterns, and myself too in the past, a lot, and they would just be playing on repeat, like this little negative earworm that's like, butting in with something not nice to say. And for the longest time, I didn't feel like that was me doing that to myself. But the more I started to realize, sure, like, I got those fears from maybe other people's comments to me, or like my failure or different things. But I was the one that was choosing to have those fears, and I was the one that was choosing to hold on to them and allow them to take up brain space. And one of the biggest things that I like to say for stopping just chatter in my mind that's not beneficial is just like, stop, acknowledge it, that it's there, and then say something that's positive after. And I feel like this is a form of alchemy. Alchemy is all about transmuting and changing something into a better situation, form, thing. So by really like acknowledging when you're uncomfortable by a thought, you can stop it in its place and really say the opposite. So say, maybe I'm constantly like telling myself, oh, you're fat, you don't look good enough, or you're aging, or things like that. You can be like, stop. Nope. I'm loving my body right now. I might not be the perfect weight, but people can lose and gain weight easily. I can lose weight if I want. I feel beautiful in my own body. There's lots of people that are larger than me that don't feel fat. Like, you can ease yourself into a nicer flowing thought if it feels also kind of true to you. Because lots of times we have conflicting fears where we kind of know it's not a true fear and it's not a true worry, and we play it up into some big thing, or we kind of start expecting the worst situation, because it's our way of like survival. And I think back in when we were cavemen, almost to that point, fear was really beneficial because it kept us alive, and it would keep us safe. If there was something that was actually a physical danger, you want to know And, you wouldn't want to sleep super solid at night because maybe there was a bear or there was an animal that would attack you or other people. So I feel like nowadays, a lot of our fear is just in the mind and is just a perception that we've clung on to that we think is benefiting us, but really it's keeping us from all of our dreams, and maybe not all of them, but it's holding us back in a big way, and things will definitely come in quicker if we're able to let go of fear. And I heard something really cool one time that someone said, you need to jump off the cliff edge and grow your wings on the way down. And that was basically meaning like you have to go into your dreams and your desires or into new adventures with knowing that there's going to be a fear, but you're going to figure it out. And we always tend to, because if you ask yourself right now, in this exact moment, are my basic needs met? Do I have a roof over my head? Maybe you don't, but are you warm enough to survive the night? Do you have food? Do you have a love or a friend or some connection? Like, most of the time we can answer yes to that. And maybe we're feeling so alone or so left out that no, you can't. But then is it you that's choosing that? Do you know? Like, is it you that's put you there? Unless you've lost your legs, unless you've totally, like, I don't even know how someone wouldn't be able to receive love unless you're being totally awful to everyone around you. Because as humans, we are made to have connection and made to love. And we're not made to have fear every day ruling our lives. There's such a sense of freedom to just say, I'm not going to acknowledge that today, and I'm not going to let it take ownership of my life. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like money is one of the biggest things people fear, and myself in the past I had, and I still deal with, but it's so in our lives, everything is revolving around it. It's just like, to be able to do activities, to be able to eat dinner, just to be able to pay your rent on time. And then you're thinking about work, how much is coming in, how much is going out. It just takes up so much mental space that really doesn't need to be there. There is no reason that needs to be there. Sure, I believe in being smart and having a little bit of a safety net, or like, taking preventative action when it's necessary. But I don't think that like doom and gloom and thinking about this debt that you owe is going to make you be able to solve the problem. And if you're constantly thinking about the fear or the problem, you're taking up so much brain space to actually being able to be calm and get the insight from source and get the insight from your higher self, because you're being connected. I talk so fast. You're being disconnected, or we are disconnected when we totally put ourselves in a fear state, because that's the highest state from God and from our higher self. Like, our higher self knows that we're protected, knows that we're going to be provided for, and knows that we're going to be able to do that, or they're going to help us through it. And I know that it can be scary to try to, I guess, change really quick and say that you're just going to have blind faith when you don't really know. But the only way that you're going to know is by having blind faith and allowing for the universe to come in and show you that you are protected. And I promise you, the more that you can stop fear from taking up brain space and just coming into your life, the more you're going to find the solutions to whatever that problem is. And really, it's lots of times I've felt like almost like debilitated, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do this thing, and I need money at this time of the month, and I get so worked up, and then I work so hard, and then I'm almost sick. Whereas if I could have just relaxed and been like seeing it from a different perspective, I think things will just align, and maybe something new will come in, or a new idea, or you'll meet new people because you're in a happier place of mind, and you're not having to like lay in bed and doom scroll, or just like eat crappy because you're worried about paying bills, if that makes sense. I feel like really so many things linked to fear, and same with love. I feel like if you're in a fearful state, who wants to be with someone that's always fearing everything? Like, I have one friend, I love her to death, but she is like kind of a negative Nancy and worries about everything. And like to the point of like, will my house burn down and will this happen? And like all these things that I'm just like, how do you get through the day? Like, I'm just blown away that she worries about so much stuff. But I've just seen it like eat at her, and I swear it's like aged her quicker and affected relationships. And she's actually much better now, but I feel like for a long time it was kind of like, that's why dudes don't want to date you, because you're so paranoid and so worried. And there is a lot of guys that are also paranoid and worried, and I'm sure they would align with that energy and maybe find comfort. So definitely, if you're paranoid and worried, I'm not saying you won't find love, but you'll probably attract someone like that, and that's probably not what you need. So the more that you can step into being more grounded and knowing that you're protected, and the more that you can allow fear to literally not take over the thoughts and space in your mind, the more you're going to step into the truth of knowing who you are. And that is such a powerful creator that is so divinely protected and has everything that they want able to be served to them on a golden platter, if you allow it to be. And if you believe it will happen in that way. And it's just, it's not an easy jump sometimes to get just like one thing to another and just, oh, I can live without fear and la-di-da, nothing matters. No, I'm not talking like that. I'm talking slow baby steps of progression, just recognizing when there's fears that are really just not needing to be there at all. And start with those ones, the ones that you can recognize and be like, okay, I've created this. There is no truth to this. This was made and it's an illusion. And I really think that the more that you start to do this, and the more that you start to have some new perspective and some hope and some belief that you can just live comfortably, the more things are just going to roll into your life. And it's really tied with manifestation and being optimistic and putting new, more positive thoughts in place with the fear thoughts. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, but I was just thinking a lot about it today, and it snuck up on me again with stuff, and I feel like we all can use a reminder with this. So I hope you liked it. I hope you're having a good day, and much love, guys. See you later.